Every year, everyone asks me the same question. What do you want for Christmas, or what should we get you for your birthday? And what ends up happening is I pause because I freeze at that question every single time. If I say nothing, I get a pair of socks. Or if I say something, suddenly I become hard to shop for, or the things on my list are dumb. My wife tells me that a lot. She hates what I put on my list. But this year I'm doing everyone a favor, myself included. I made the only gift guide dads actually need. But this isn't meant to be another list of random gadgets or gimmicks or just one season items that you'll use for a few days and it'll end up in a closet. This is meant to be a buy it for life gift guide for dads. So it's gear that lasts and that you'll actually use, and that's built to survive every stage of parenthood, kids, and just the chaos of daily life. And I want to be clear that buy it for life doesn't necessarily mean expensive. It means that it's going to just be the opposite of clutter. It's about utility and the stuff that you'll actually use day in and day out that is built to last. Most of these things I already own and love, and some of them actually been gifted to me. Some of them are on my wish list, so my wife and family can't say that I'm hard to shop for. So you're welcome. If you're a dad, I hope that this gives you ideas of what to ask for, but if you're married to one or shopping for one, this should make it way easier for you as you're going on that shopping journey. So let's get into it. The first one that we'll cover is my Thule backpack. This is the first thing that I grab whenever I go. This was actually a gift from a close friend of mine almost 10 years ago. It's been a work bag, a diaper bag, a travel bag, and I used it as a pillow one time at gate C27 when I got stuck at the airport. It's definitely got scratches, some stains, but it still zips smoothly, and it's better than most of the new luggage I've bought since then. Even with the other bags that we'll talk about, this is the one that really feels hard to replace. I've also got two GoRuck bags. I've got one for travel and one for the office. These are the kind of bags that I don't have to worry about them being beat up because they honestly look better with age and they're just made to survive an apocalypse. And if that ever happens, I'm gonna put all my snacks in here. And when I'm traveling, I actually have a Toomey bag that comes out. This one looks a little bit more professional. Quality is great. My wife calls it my grown-up bag, and she's not wrong, because it makes me look like I know what I'm doing when I definitely don't. But I'm weird in that I like bags and backpacks, as you can tell. Any one of these would suffice for any dad. And tucked aside the main bag is the Thule Subterra accessory bag. Now this is a quiet hero because it'll keep all your chargers, cables, and I actually have my camera in here. So it turns my backpack into more organized chaos. It's a small thing, but it's a sanity saver. On lighter days, whenever I'm traveling and I don't want to bring a backpack, the dad fanny pack comes out, or slings as they're called now. These are perfect for the days where you just don't want your phone or your wallet in your pockets. I switch between a Timbuk2 sling and a Carhartt sling. The quality of these are great, and I don't imagine me doing a ton of damage to these or having to replace them at any point. For quick trips, my carry-on and my weekender bags are non-negotiable. The weekender was actually a gift from my wife, and I need to get this broken zipper repaired, but otherwise I used it every single time we'd go on a short trip. It's in great shape, it's lasted for about 5 years so far, and it's one of my favorite gifts that she's gotten me. The next is a quality carry-on. It's one of the things that you don't appreciate until you had to drag a lower quality one through the airport. Now inside the bag or inside your pockets, these are things that you'll carry with you throughout the day. The first thing that I want to talk about is the Leatherman multi-tool. I think this is the ultimate dad essential. I use Leatherman. There's tons of other brands and multi-tools that you can use, but the key thing to look for here is that it's small enough to fit in your pocket, but just has enough function for you to be able to open all that frustration-free child packaging, tighten up some screws, or replace the batteries in your kids' toys, but just helps you feel like a handyman for 5 seconds before you actually have to call a real one. The next one is a good wallet. Mine was a gift from my mom, and it's way fancier than anything I would buy for myself, but I think that's the point. The other things that we're talking about too are things that I would love to get, but I wouldn't want to spend money on myself or spend that much money on it. This one might be a Gucci wallet, but there's tons of other great ones that I think will age beautifully. The next is a pocket knife. Again, mine was a gift from one of my best friends. It's nicer than I would have bought myself, and you'll see that most of these gifts are things that I will use day in and day out. And you don't realize it, especially for something like a pocket knife, that you will use it that frequently. But I swap between this and my multi-tool depending on which one I remember to grab. Now, not every dad is a watch guy, but if they are, this section is a good reminder that utility and design can coexist, and they don't have to break the bank. My daily watch, the one that you see in all the videos, is a Tag Heuer that my wife bought me to celebrate a promotion. But over the years, I've picked up plenty of other options between Seiko, Hamilton, and even a couple Casios. And the Casio Classics are some of my favorite because they don't have to worry about breaking or something not working on them because they're nearly indestructible. The next one is a Patagonia belt. This is the kind of thing that you buy it once and forget it exists, but in the best way. This one is not the prettiest thing, but it's practical and has a lifetime warranty. After that, we're going to talk about these Giver gloves. They're full grain leather, they're hand stitched, and they're ready for decades of winter and daily use. They smell like campfires, which I think is really cool, but they've seen a lot of things and they've been great for me to just keep in the truck whenever I need to use them. The next one are my Red Wing boots. These things are full grain leather, they're velted, and they're resolable so they can last a lifetime as long as you take care of them. But every scuff that you see on mine, they are because of a specific memory and a time that I'd used them. But that's the daily carry gear. That's the gear that's been with me through airports, errands, toddler tantrums, so many tantrums, but they still show up every day and I can just rely on these things. That's the stuff that goes with you. Now what I want to talk about is the things that stay with you at home or in the office. We'll start at the home and things that make the home feel steady. Let's start with the classics. A Lodge cast iron skillet. It's the definition of forever gear. It has been seasoned from 1,000 breakfast or late night meals that we've made, and it will probably outlive everyone watching this video. But it's one pan I'll never get rid of because it feels like a timeline of how long I've had it and how I've used it. Next to it, Le Creuset. Yes, they're expensive, but it's the kind of cookware, again, that'll outlive every kitchen trend and that just has been around for so long. If you buy one, you basically bought it to be able to hand down to your grandkids as their favorite pot too. The next is a stainless steel skillet. It's a reliable middle ground. It's easy to clean, feels pretty impossible to kill too. And one of my favorites, the manual crock pot. This is great for dad dinners where I can just dump everything in there directly and not have to worry about all the fancy recipes. My mother-in-law's from the 90s still works perfectly. No screens, no nonsense, just a quick switch of heat and it just lasts. It's proof that you don't have to spend a ton of money on these things for them to be able to last and to be quality items. So my next thing is a Stanley thermos. If you've ever seen one, you know, and these are the ones that were, I think, cool before all of the trendy Stanley cups. Mine is dented, it still seals tight, but it's been through almost every road trip or fishing trip I've been on since becoming a dad, and even before that. And then in that same vein, going into Yeti or Stanley water bottles, these things are built like tanks. You'll lose them long before they will break. My Yeti that I love actually is one that my wife got me that says Dad on the front of it. The next is a coffee maker, a mocha pot or a pour over setup. No apps, no settings, just a simple piece of being able to utilize that morning ritual and make it feel like yours again, especially when you're hyper fixated on caffeine as a new parent. Now for around the house. The first product is a leather catch-all tray because I would always ask my wife, where are my keys? And I think she got tired of me asking, so she got me this where I could just set it on the nightstand and I always know where everything is. After that are a few good books. Some of my favorites are Project Hail Mary and the Red Rising series, but whatever story you like or keeps you curious, I think is just great to have. I want to also note that when I say books, that can include Kindle or audiobooks, because as a dad, sometimes I don't have time to just sit down and read a book. I'll just pop my headphones in and just listen to them whenever I'm putting the kids down to sleep or whenever I'm washing dishes or doing some other chore. Now let's talk a little bit about fitness and self-care. First item is a cast iron kettlebell. Pretty simple, just you, gravity, and a chance to get a little bit stronger and get in some quick workouts throughout the day. Now let's go to outerwear. I've got two jackets on here that I think deserve a lifetime slot for any dad. The first one is a Patagonia jacket, just quality fabric, lifetime warranty, so it's meant to be repairable by design. This is the kind of gear that reminds you that companies can make it to where they say guaranteed for life. Buy it once, not have to worry about it again. Next is the Barber Beaufort wax jacket. This is actually one that I have on my wish list. It's wax cotton, it's got brass zippers, a corduroy collar, so you can just re-wax it every few years and it'll keep going. And this one will be able to tell your stories through the patina as it gets older. So that's home base, where longevity of products and comfort meets. Now it's the fun part. I think the fun part for most dads, the garage, the sacred space where projects, tools, and I think peace of mind all come together. The first thing is a tool chest. It's a great start. This is something that's really satisfying about having it perfectly organized or just organized chaos. This one was also a gift because I wouldn't have never bought something like this for myself, but it's one that gets so much use now and I can't imagine how I used anything before it. There's smaller versions, so you don't have to go for the big Cadillac, but just a great example here. Next is something else that's on my list, and it's a Carhartt tool roll. This is on my list because I actually bought one for my dad and he uses it every single day, and seeing the simplicity of the tool made me want one too. After that is a Pelican case. I think anyone can use a Pelican case. They're waterproofed, dust-proof, kid-proof, and so whether you're putting in tools, camera gear, or just something sentimental, these cases don't quit and they'll last a lifetime. Keeping in the same kind of category, we're gonna go with a nice cooler. These will be tanks and you'll buy one and be done and be able to have it the rest of your life. After that, we're gonna go into a Yeti 5-gallon bucket. Technically it is a bucket, but it's functional as a dad utility throne, a stool, a cooler. I use it as a toolbox sometimes, or a toddler seat whenever we're out on trips. And then one thing a lot of people don't think about is a tape measure. No screens, no batteries. Mine was actually a gift from my dad. It's heavy, it's scratched and dented, but it still snaps back like it's new. And every time I use it, I can think of my dad getting it for me when I bought my first house. And hanging by the door of the garage whenever I leave is a leather jacket. This is the kind of jacket that will break in over years of use and years of road trips and cool nights. It's not fashion, but it looks cool. It's just gonna be a uniform for you and your kids that you can hand down in the future. So that's the garage and the Go Kit. Proof that simple and functional design will never go out of style. All right, now for the honorable mentions category, because not everything is built forever, but some things will earn their keep, especially while they last. If your guy works from home, Herman Miller chair or Hayworth chair will keep his back alive through those long days. The next is a Logitech MX Master mouse and keyboard set that just works, not something that you would think of that you need. After that is a Zojirushi, I'm probably butchering that, rice cooker. It is just made to be purely reliable. Then we're gonna go with smart lights, Bluetooth speakers, an Apple Watch, an Oura Ring, a Whoop band, a DJI Osmo drone or flip camera, a Sony camera, a Ryobi fan, a laser tape measure, or just any other set of tools with a lifetime warranty. Now, these may not technically last forever, but if they're things that you're gonna use every day for many years, I think that should still count. And that's the thread through all of this. The best product isn't necessarily the newest one. It's the one that'll still be with you after years and years of use. It could be the one that you already own or the one that you already trust, but the one that you will continually use daily. One last thing before we close up, dad joke cards. These are cringy and absolutely ridiculous, but these were a gift from my mom and I love them. And the reason that I love them is because every time I call one of my buddies who hates dad jokes, I leave him a voicemail with one of these on there. So he either has to read the transcript or listen to the voicemail to delete it. It's just a running joke that has somehow turned into a tradition that can't be beat. And maybe that's what all of this is about. The gears, the tools, the gifts, they matter because of the stories that are tied to them and the emotions that you have and the memories you make while you use them. What about you? What are the best buy it for life gifts that you've ever received, or the one thing that you think should have made this list? Let us know. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you on the next one.